Hi everyone and welcome to my channel. My name is Duncan Dimanche and today I'm in Palais Royal. We're going to be testing out the MC-11 with a few Canon lenses and I'm with my good friend
Morgan. Nice to meet you guys and go check me out on Instagram. Sola from Paris.
She's an amazing girl. She does interior design or interior architect. She does modeling and she's also an actress. So go and check her out and enjoy the shoot today. We're in this amazing place, Palais Royal, right next to the Louvre. So the MC-11 costs $250 and can be used with Sigma lenses and Canon lenses. So here's a list of the Sigma lenses that will have every single feature that the Sony lens would have. So these lenses will act as Sony lenses. And in video mode, you'll have continuous autofocus. And the only drawback in photo mode is you will be stuck with contrast autofocus. And contrast autofocus is pretty horrible. Here's an example. It just takes a lot of time to focus, haunts a lot, and yeah, it might be accurate, but it's just not usable. So forget about Sigma lenses. And with the Canon lenses, you are able to choose phase detection autofocus, which is awesome. And this is what it looks like it's just very snappy, it works well most of the time. It's just a lot better than contrast detection. And you're able to choose continuous AF or single AF. And both of these work pretty well with Canon lenses. I have the 50mm 1.8 here, and it's just very snappy. But the problem is just not super reliable. Here you can see here it slowed down a lot. It was very snappy and now it's just very slow. So it's just hard to tell what you're gonna get, but most of the time, 90% of the time, it works fine. And with Canon lenses, you're a bit limited on the focus area. You do not have the zone, but you do have the center and flexible, but you do not have the expanded one and the lock-on AF. But you do have single or continuous autofocus. And face detection works. Now with Canon lenses and video mode, all those modes are kind of useless because the autofocus does not work in continuous mode. It's just, you can use it in single mode, single AF, but that's it. As you can see here, I locked here, took a bit of time, and I'm still pressing it and nothing happened. So you do not have autofocus in video mode. You have horrible, terrible, and slow contrast autofocus in video mode. You can switch to manual by choosing manual on the lens, and then you can manual focus on the lens. Now we're going to look at a real life situation, and I shot this with a Mark III, as you can see, with 85mm at 2.8, and she was walking towards me. I was on continuous AI servo, and I was so surprised that all the shots were in focus. I think I missed one, but I'm being very picky here because it was in focus, but just her eyes were not in focus. But all the other ones were spot on, and I was very surprised with the autofocus. And I'm going to see if we can get the same result with Canon lenses on a Sony body with the MC-11. And here you can see the face detection works well. It did not pick it up here, missed a bit here. It's easier when you zoom in, it has an easier time focusing and finding the face when you're zooming in. And here's the samples. All the shots were in focus. See, the Canon 24-70 at 2.8 is not very sharp. So at first I thought I was not nailing the focus, but as you can see, it's spot on. It's on her eyes most of the time. Here's what it looks like without retouching, without adjusting it, plain raw. And it's a bit soft, but you can easily, push the contrast and all that to get a sharper image. Here again, so the focus is on, it's just 2.8. Once again, it's a bit soft with that lens. Not the sharpest lens out there. And her eyelash here are in focus. And once again here, even though her head is down, now I want to see if I can nail focus while she walks towards me. So I've got AF mode on AF single, and it could not pick up the face. The face detection was on, but it could not focus. The focus was stuck on that pillar. So it was kind of weird, I don't know why. I tried with the flexible AF spot, so I would try to aim for her face or her chest, and same thing happened. It was just stuck, it would not focus, even though I kept pressing the focus button, you know, on and off, trying to refocus, it just would not work. At first I thought that the 70-200 did a better job in continuous mode, but it's not because it's picking up the face that it's actually focusing on the face. And once again, the focus was stuck on the pillar behind her. So not reliable for moving subjects. And I'll show you guys in a video where the 50mm actually kept up with the tracking, strangely enough. So now I've got a closer shot of Morgan, and I'm not going to show you the photos right away, I'll show you right after, so you can get a sense of what you're going to get and how fast you can track the subject, just so you can get a feeling of what it feels like to shoot with the mc-11. So most of the time the focus is accurate and on spot, but once in a while you're going to get some hunting, like right here, and there's nothing you can do really about it. You just have to know that it can happen. So if you're shooting an event or a wedding or something very important, then you might want to choose another option because you won't get that second chance, and it does that once in a while. But as you can see here, the photos are sharp, they're in focus. And the last photo was the only one out of focus because it was focused on her hair. I was not used to shooting with a face detection because it's just very weird. I'm used to aiming for the eye, spot focusing on the eye and then reframing. But with the face detection and the Sonys, you just change the way you shoot. You're framing and letting the camera find the face. It's very nice. It can be very disturbing at first, but I got used to it. I love it. And I think I get more accurate photos, more in focus photos than I would with aiming for the eye with a spot focus and then reframing, because the person can move in between. And if you're shooting wide open or with the 85mm or longer lenses, then the depth of field is very shallow and you do miss focus quite often. And here I zoomed in to 200, which is the equivalent to 300, and look at the bokeh in the back. It's still super sharp. This combo is amazing. I really love the fact that you have a 200 to 300 2.8, constant 2.8, and the photos are super sharp. So I'll be shooting a lot more with this lens for sure. So for this type of shooting, I think the mc-11 combined with Canon lenses is perfect. It works very well and it's accurate. And here's a little teaser of the 85mm. I will do a video on that to show you samples because I took some really nice photos with that lens. I really like the combo. It's a very fast lens, as you can see. It's pretty snappy, pretty reactive. The face detection wasn't on. Look at that, it's just doing a really good job. So the mc-11 with Canon lenses for photography is the best choice. You do not have the eye autofocus that you get if you have a Sigma art series that are compatible, but even though you have the eye focusing with the Sigma lenses, it's just very slow and very inaccurate. And I shot a wedding with the Sigma 35mm art on my Sony a6500, and it was just a nightmare. It was just very slow to focus, so not usable to me in photo mode. So my conclusion is, if you have Sigma art lenses and you want to do photography, forget about this lens, because you do not get good autofocus or fast autofocus. It's a shame, but as of July 2017, you're stuck with contrast autofocus with the Sigma series. So if you have tons of Canon lenses and you're a photographer, this adapter is for you. It's an amazing adapter. It does a really good job most of the time, 90% of the time, and it's gonna save you guys a lot of money. And if you're doing video, then you can just use the manual focusing like they've been doing for hundreds of years. And I'll be posting a review of the Canon 50mm and 85mm with the same adapter, so stay tuned, subscribe to my channel so you can get update on that, and leave me a comment. I'll be happy to know what you guys think about this adapter, if you've been using it, and I'll see you guys next week.